Today, we want to talk to you about how to use LinkedIn to get a job.
Right.
Now, most of you watching and most people in general know how to set up a nice LinkedIn page that looks great and to connect with old coworkers and talk to friends. But most people don't know how to use LinkedIn to land a job. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yes. So number one, it is extremely important that you don't just look good on LinkedIn, but that you can make yourself discoverable. So you want to set up your page in a way so that you are discoverable. Want to just dive into that a little bit?
Sure. So there are two places. So LinkedIn, let's just start there, is going to soon eclipse Indeed as the biggest job board.
Right.
So it used to be just about connecting. Now companies have subscriptions and their recruiters are using LinkedIn to find you. And they use filters just like you use filters to find them. And the two places that the LinkedIn algorithm spends a lot of time are right below your name, that little space where you put your job titles. So we've seen a lot of people will say, you know, looking for opportunities to grow revenue at a forward-thinking organization. That is useless.
Right.
They're going to look for, the algorithm is going to look for either job titles or fields. So things like project manager, events manager, financial advisor, financial analyst, tax accountant, privacy attorney. I mean, really any job title that serves you, that reflects what you do. And you should probably use that space to put three things. And best to separate them by a vertical line. It's easier for the algorithm to pick up on it. So three job titles that are obviously going to be somewhat similar because they're all reflective of you, that are discoverable job titles or names that the algorithm can pick up. So once LinkedIn picks up on your job title, if I'm a recruiter, then the next place they're going to go is your skills.
Right.
So at the maybe 2/3 of the way down your LinkedIn page is this skills section, and it's a cafeteria style. You can go in and check all the skills that you have. Those also feed into that search. So as the recruiter, I'll say I'm looking for a product manager who has these 5 skills. And then the algorithm gets a little more creative and starts looking for keywords. So I might say, I want someone who's worked at Procter & Gamble because I'm in consumer packaged goods and they're like, you know, the top of the heap. Or I work in privacy law. I want in-house counsel and I want someone who worked at Google because they really know privacy. Or they know how to abuse your privacy, but I mean, they understand the laws around that. So making sure that those two areas are very thoughtfully filled out or completed so that when someone's doing a job search, they're going to find you, or a candidate search, they're going to find you.
Right. You know, what I was thinking about when you're giving them the first example is often people will want to like put some flowery language about what it is that they're doing to be kind of tongue-in-cheek. That is not the place to do it. It's actually not serving you. It's not getting more people to look at your page. It's actually deterring you. So you want to be real careful about that. Okay, the next one is to follow companies and organizations that really interest you. It's important to do that just because you're essentially creating your brand and you're getting yourself connected with organizations and companies that you might want to be a part of.
So when at the very bottom of your LinkedIn page, you'll see a section that's called interests. And you can follow influencers who are individuals, companies, or organizations. You want to, any place you want to work, you want to follow them.
Right.
For a couple of reasons. One, you're going to get information about them in your feed. So when they post something or announce something, you're going to know right away. You're not going to have to look for it.
Well, and it gives you good fodder to, you know, when you're on an interview or you're talking with a recruiter, it's like you are in the know of what's happening.
You also know when major things have happened that might mean that they'll be hiring. If there's a major acquisition, if there's a big client that's come in, if a big donation has come in for a nonprofit. So you definitely want to follow those. You also, I know when I'm hiring someone, I will look to see, are they following my company? If I'm a recruiter or a hiring manager and I'm checking out your LinkedIn page, you're kind of midway through the interview process. I want to know that you're at least interested enough in my company that you're following me. Okay.
The next is to connect aggressively, and you want to build your overall network to over 500 or over.
Well, that's kind of what LinkedIn sees as the critical mass because so you're connected up to 3 levels. So I'm connected to Kelley. Kelley's connected to Brian. Brian's connected to John. John, I can get to John through 2 other people. John's the guy I want to talk to. So the more people you're connected to, the more Johns you're going to be able to access. to access. So LinkedIn kind of sets that 500 number. It's,
Yeah.
I don't know how arbitrary it is, but it seems to work pretty well. I think the mistake that a lot of people, women in particular, make is being a little bit too judicious about who you connect with.
Yes.
Really.
Well, I think I think what happens and what we see just in when our students
Yeah.
are taking this on, they start to tell themselves stories about why they can't connect with this person yet. My
Right.
LinkedIn doesn't look good enough yet.
I need
or
to lose
feel,
10 pounds.
Yes. Or I
Yeah.
feel, I feel like I was out of the game for so long. Are they going to take me serious?
Yeah.
There's these mindsets that really hold you back. And what we have, and this is based on a lot of data now, what we have seen is when our students do start really aggressively connecting, they are welcomed with such open
Oh my
arms.
gosh.
People can't wait to talk to them. They remember them. And it also brings up their confidence and they feel more, okay, I can really do this. I can really
People
make
remember
this happen.
me. They remember me as a great performer. It feels like 15 years to me, but it doesn't feel like 15 years to them.
Exactly.
So a couple of rules in connecting. The safest people to connect with are those that are already connected to you. So I can easily connect with anyone that Kelley's connected with because I know that that's someone that she might have vetted or knows, and it's safe.
Yeah.
People, maybe a red flag if you're getting repeated requests from people who have no shared connections with you.
Right.
That might be worth taking a quick look to see if they're worth connecting with. Anybody's trying to sell.
That's who to be discerning with,
Yeah.
right?
And anybody's just trying to sell you something.
Right.
You can
Very
kind of
quickly see
avoid
that,
them
yeah.
as well. If there's like scary guy from high school reunion, you probably want to avoid him. Sometimes there are people from overseas that have sketchy, comments on their LinkedIn. So a general rule, if you're at all questioning, just take a look at their page and see, is this someone I want to connect with? Right.
So the next one is, just kind of goes along with what you were just saying, is to connect strategically with warm people who can get you in front of that hiring manager, that right hiring manager. So kind of expand on this.
Yeah. So warm people, and this is often where people forget, your friends.
Yeah.
Your friends' spouses and siblings, the people that you volunteer with in your community.
Yes. This is one that really gets missed a lot. It's your children's, especially if you have, 20 something, early 30s. That's a great treasure trove of connections because they are out there working.
And they're using LinkedIn.
Yes,
they're very active on it, which is great. I love seeing that.
Yeah.
Your alma mater. Usually anybody who's shared that experience, even if you've been separated by 20 years, that's an easy connection. Also former employers. So today I was teaching a class to our students on this, and I had one of the students do an example. We pulled up her LinkedIn profile and she had worked at Procter & Gamble, big company. I said, and she was looking at a different company. And when she was looking at the company, I said, just type in Procter & Gamble and see if any employees at this company where you want to work worked at Procter & Gamble, and boom, she found someone right away and she's already connected with her. So really thinking about where are the communities that I participated in, and then how can I connect with those people through that common connection of work or school.
Well, and the next one kind of goes beyond that, and it's, more importantly, you want to be connecting with people that are going to make connections so that you can kind of get the inside, scoop on what's happening for jobs that maybe haven't even been posted yet. And that's something called the hidden job market. You want to speak on that a little bit?
But depending on whose math you believe, anywhere between 20 and 50% of jobs are never posted. And I know from my work in tech years ago, we fill jobs quickly sometimes. Somebody good would just show up on our radar and be like, let's grab that person. So we also would sometimes have a need way before we ever posted a job because it was too much of a pain. So that
you are like inundated with the busiest season,
and you don't have time,
and you don't even have time because somebody just left,
right,
for whatever reason.
So that networking can help you connect with people who will give you access to jobs before they're posted. And then that creating a discoverable LinkedIn profile will allow you to be readily available to recruiters who are filling jobs that are already posted. So it's kind of like a two-tiered approach.
Yeah. So there you have it. How to use LinkedIn to get a job. If you liked what you heard today, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done that yet. And if you want to hear more about our company, Prepare to Launch You, you can visit us at www.preparetolaunchu.com. Take care.